you're just too negative on the internet. You realise that. All you do is just moan, 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 moan. You complain, no solutions, nothing constructive, nothing happy, nothing upbeat, nothing optimistic. All you do is moan, 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 moan. So if you ain't half like your old man, you'd be full of opinions about everything that's going on. So, I'm going to call this giving credit where it's due. And I done this a few years ago. Now let's make this a regular series. So I am going to, once a week, do something or talk about something in the worlds that we love that I think is positive, or giving credit where it's due. And let's start with Otis, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Dolph Ziggler, that whole love triangle, square, whatever you want to call it, storyline, right? I am a sucker for these kind of storylines, especially when they're done well. Now, Lana, Lashley, Rusev just didn't click for me, okay, for a number of reasons. But on the other side, you have Otis, Mandy, Sonya Deville, Dolph Ziggler. And it started off really on social media, as we all know. Otis with his hilarious likes and comments in Mandy's on Mandy's social media, and I don't blame him. She's a stunner. She's a 10. But this storyline that it built, where at first we're kind of led to believe that Mandy's kind of toying with him a little bit, but Otis is this lovable oaf, this big guy that's just got a big heart, that's really likable. He has a ton of charisma. Like, he has a lot of charisma you just can't teach. And he's this sweetheart country boy with this city girl. And bit by bit, this storyline has been growing on me. And I'm giving credit where it's due. This is not about technical wrestling. This isn't about an innovative, creative new style. It's a classic WWF, WWE storyline, which is getting me invested in the people involved. And it's not something in the main event. And this is what we need more of. Not necessarily Sunset Beach Days of Our Lives fueled storylines, but every once in a while you can have some of those, and they do work, especially when the people are very likable and believable. And yes, it's a story that we have seen before, but it just seems to work. Otis is so likable, and you're hoping in the back of your mind, please, Mandy, don't be I can't use the word I want to use, please don't be stringing him along. And it seems like that Otis has grown on Mandy, and Mandy's warming to him. And then they had the great little thing where he bought her a cake or a ham. No, he bought her a cake, and then Dolph stepped on it, and he was really upset. But he's very believable when he does it, so you can buy into it. And then she gets him one back, like gives him a cake back, and it's like, perhaps she is interested. And it's building, and then he asks her out on the date, of course, and then she says no, but she's free the very next week, and everyone cheered. And he's growing on us, and she's doing great with it. Then we have the Royal Rumble. Remember when she got eliminated, and then he was underneath and he caught her? That was one of the highlights of that Royal Rumble. That was a great show in general, but that was one of the highlights. This storyline is growing on me bit by bit, bit by bit. They are taking the time to build this storyline rather than their usual 3 weeks and it's done. They're actually taking their time, and they have something here in all the people involved. And when they got to the Valentine's Day date, listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd. You can hear them chanting Otis, like very, very passionately chanting Otis. Do you know what? I'm not even going to do it, but you know what I mean. And when he goes there for the date, I had a feeling. I have this thing about Valentine's Day, the Valentine's Day curse, as I like to call it. And I knew it was going to happen. And obviously it's a storyline, blah, 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 blah. But here's the point. When Dolph is there, and he shows up, and he sees Dolph, you felt that one. And you hear the fans like screaming, no! And then when he puts the roses on the floor and walks off, people reacted in a positive way, because we've all bought into this. And giving it where it's due. I mean, you could create, well, Dolph's already established, but you could create Otis, Tucker, Sonya Deville, Mandy. You could really help establish them and create some moments and some memories that people talk about, which helps build those characters. And it worked so well, and I have to give them credit, because obviously I've not always been pro WWE in some of the things they've done in modern day history. We'll talk about Goldberg, Bray Wyatt in the next video. But the point is, I'm going to give them credit where it's due. They've taken their time, they've had the necessary twists and turns and navigated through all of that, and it's still going. And I wonder what's going to happen. And Otis going in there with Dolph, who looks like someone that would do what Dolph would do. It fits him. This is the most interest I've had in Dolph Ziggler in ages. He was one of my favourite wrestlers. I lost interest in him. Now I'm kind of interested in him in this storyline, because he looks like someone that would do that. He actually looks like that guy that just cuts in the middle of a chat you're having with someone in a nightclub, and he's just like, I wish I could swear on this, but I can't. But you know what I mean. And it works. And then the dark horse on this is Sonya Deville. And that makes everyone believe that maybe Sonya was the one that disrupted all of this and sent the messages to throw Otis off. Which makes people believe, are they going to do the love story? They've talked about more, representation. Are they going to do a thing where Sonya's actually the one that's interested in Mandy all this time? It's a possible route they could go, or they could just do the jealous best friend. But they have options, and I'll tell you what, I have to give them credit where it's due. It's actually working on me, and I think it's working on everybody else. And how can you not love Otis? He's just giving credit where it's due. So there you go. That's the end of my speech, and I'm going to need you to clap. Oh, I'm also going to need a subscribe. So tell me what you think of this storyline, and anything else that you think I should give credit where it's due, let me know. MMA, WWE, AEW tonight, whatever you want me to give credit where it's due, we'll do it. This is like my version of the US Open Challenge. So guys, the message is still the same.